Imagine a world where humans were just another animal, struggling to survive, hunting, gathering, and fighting for survival. Fast forward to today, and we're standing on the brink of rewriting the very essence of what it means to be human. We've gone from being one species among many to reshaping the entire planet, and now we're redefining our biology, our minds, and possibly even life itself. How did we get here? What key moments in history changed everything? Today, we're diving into humanity's epic journey, exploring revolutions, discoveries, and breakthroughs that have shaped our past and may shape our future. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Around 70,000 years ago, something extraordinary happened. Homo sapiens experienced a sudden cognitive leap, a mental evolution that set us apart from every other species on Earth. Prior to this, humans were just another group of creatures wandering the Earth. But with this revolution, we developed the ability to think in complex ways, create abstract ideas, and most importantly, communicate in elaborate languages. This wasn't just about thinking differently, it was about cooperating on an unprecedented scale. This newfound capacity for collective thought allowed us to create shared myths, to believe in things that didn't exist physically, like gods, nations, and even economic systems. This ability to believe in fictions, things that can't be seen, touched, or physically measured, was the key to building communities, cities, and empires. Now, imagine the consequences of this revolution. Humans could now spread across the world, adapt to diverse environments, and outcompete other species. This is how Homo sapiens began to dominate, pushing out species like Neanderthals. In a sense, we didn't just survive, we thrived. It wasn't about physical strength or speed, it was our ability to think collectively that gave us the edge. And this cognitive leap sparked a chain of events that set the stage for everything that followed. Fast forward 12,000 years, and here comes another game changer, the agricultural revolution. For thousands of years, humans lived as hunter-gatherers, moving with the seasons, hunting animals and foraging for plants. But around 12,000 years ago, we began to domesticate plants and animals, leading to the rise of farming. This shift allowed us to settle in one place and build permanent villages. But the question remains, was this revolution really an improvement? The answer is not so simple. Sure, the agricultural revolution allowed humans to create cities, and civilizations began to flourish. It allowed for a dramatic increase in population and led to the rise of technologies, art, and even written language. But life for individuals may not have improved as much as we think. Farmers often had to work harder than their hunter-gatherer ancestors. Their diets became less varied, leading to malnutrition and a rise in diseases. For the first time, human beings were living in close proximity to each other and to animals, making the spread of diseases like smallpox and measles much easier. And let's not forget, the emergence of social hierarchies meant that power, wealth, and resources were no longer shared equally. So, while the agricultural revolution allowed societies to flourish, it also led to the rise of inequality, the loss of freedom, and the birth of empires that would later control vast amounts of land and resources. But even more importantly, it set the stage for everything that followed: cities, nations, governments, along with the inequalities and challenges we still face today. As civilizations grew, something incredible started to happen. Human societies, once small and isolated, began to merge into larger, interconnected societies. The unification of humankind was driven by three key forces: empires, money, and universal religions. For thousands of years, empires have been the driving force behind the spread of culture, language, and technologies. But empires didn't just bring conquests. They brought governance. They connected isolated societies, expanding trade and facilitating the exchange of ideas. Then came money, which allowed humans to develop the first global economy. For the first time, people could trade with distant regions, creating new economic systems that crossed borders and oceans. But this global economy didn't just benefit everyone equally. It deepened social divides and concentrated wealth in the hands of the few. But money and empires alone couldn't create the level of global unity that we see today. This is where religion comes in. Missionary religions like Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism spread across entire continents, uniting people who spoke different languages, ate different foods, and lived vastly different lives. These shared myths and beliefs allowed people to cooperate on an unprecedented scale, forming the foundation of the world we know today. In many ways, the empire building, the development of currency, and the spread of religions all played a huge role in the unification of humanity. In the 16th century, the world witnessed the scientific revolution, a shift so radical that it redefined how we understand the world and our place in it. For most of human history, people believed that we already knew the answers to life's biggest questions. But during the scientific revolution, something incredible happened. We realized we don't know everything. This may sound simple, but it was revolutionary. For the first time, we began to question everything. What is the universe made of? What is the Earth's place in the cosmos? How do we cure diseases? What is the true nature of reality? The scientific revolution wasn't about accumulating knowledge. It was about admitting our ignorance and using that to fuel a wave of curiosity and innovation that would change the course of human history forever. Scientists like Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton opened up entire new fields of study that allowed us to understand the world in ways our ancestors never could have imagined. This scientific mindset, combined with technological advancements, gave birth to a new era of global exploration, colonization, and the spread of Western power. It's worth asking, what does science give us? It gives us answers, yes, but it also gives us more questions, constantly pushing the boundaries of what we know, and igniting an insatiable curiosity that continues to drive us forward. The ability to borrow money through credit systems unlocked the potential for investing in the future, and with that came the potential for unprecedented economic growth. But the growth wasn't without its problems. Capitalism often concentrates wealth, leaving large sections of the population in poverty. It can lead to the exploitation of resources, people, and entire nations in the pursuit of profit. The world saw the rise of monopolies, labor exploitation, and colonial empires, all driven by the desire for economic expansion. So, what's the truth? Capitalism has brought prosperity and innovation, but also inequality and exploitation. And in many ways, these same problems persist today. The Industrial Revolution was a turning point. It changed how we lived, worked, and interacted with the environment. Before the Industrial Revolution, most people lived in rural communities, working the land and crafting goods by hand. But as industry took hold, people flocked to cities in search of work. This era saw the rise of factories, assembly lines, and mass production, allowing for a level of productivity never seen before. New technologies emerged, from the steam engine to electricity, and industrialization spread across the globe, fundamentally altering society. But it didn't come without consequences. Rapid urbanization led to the spread of pollution, the depletion of natural resources, and the growth of inequality. The environment began to feel the strain of human progress, and the world would never be the same again. So, let's fast forward to today. We've seen technological advancements, medical breakthroughs, and improvements in quality of life. People live longer, healthier lives. But the question remains, are we happier? Despite all the progress, there are new challenges. Mental health issues are on the rise. Many people feel disconnected from their communities, overwhelmed by modern pressures, and increasingly isolated in an age of hyperconnectivity. So, what does it all mean? Can we have both progress and happiness? We're now entering the next frontier, the technological revolution. We're on the verge of technologies that will reshape the very fabric of human existence. From artificial intelligence to genetic engineering, We're now capable of altering our biology, enhancing our intelligence, and even creating designer babies. It's a future where humans can control evolution. But with this incredible power comes a terrifying responsibility. How far will we go? Will we enhance ourselves, or will we push nature too far? The ethical questions we face today are bigger than ever. As we stand at the threshold of a new era, we face incredible challenges and limitless possibilities. We've pushed the boundaries of what it means to be human, and the choices we make now will determine the future, not just for us, but for all life on Earth.